Just tell us when you're ready.
I've been rolling for about 5 minutes, so I think that's enough outtakes.
What am I talking about? Bloody ridiculous. I think it started, by the way.
Have you started?
Okay, so welcome back, everybody. This vlog should be a good one, actually. It's who's your inspiration? So Kate and I are both going to talk about our inspirations in business, why they inspire us, and I think it's going to be quite interesting, actually, because I've gone for two people.
You don't know.
I don't know who Kate's gone for. But I've gone for two people, both of who I know. One's my dad, who clearly I know very well, and the other is a former employer of me, actually. I used to work for this chap called Alan O'Neill. So I'm going to talk about my father first, because he's certainly number one in the list. My dad is still to this day known as a deal maker. I say known, not by anyone in particular, but within the community, within the family, so on and so forth. Very similar story to a lot of kind of immigrants who came over in late 60s, 70s, came over from Pakistan, didn't have much money in his pocket, maybe 10, 20 pounds or something, I've been told on more than a few occasions, and set up everything from scratch. So he's owned businesses. He's then helped other people come over by sharing those businesses and selling those businesses to them. He's bought properties where, there's a funny story, our family home that we lived in when we were growing up, my dad couldn't get a mortgage. It's because, nothing, So he went, literally knocked on the door of the house that he wanted and said, I really want your house. Can we do a private deal? A private mortgage? And that's what they did. I don't know what, if you paid an interest or how it worked, but he just went and that was the deal. And in those days, Kate, that house was really quite expensive in 1979 or maybe 1980. 80s, when he actually bought it. So like I say, he was a deal maker. He's still doing deals to this day, and he taught me a lot about business from working with him in back in the day, how to deal with people, how to build rapport, and certain lines just really stick with me, which is one of them is, and I forget the context in which this was said, actually. But the line, more or less word for word, was nobody's going to give you their business. You have to go out and you have to take it. Yeah?
Yes.
No one's going to give you their business.
Told me that one.
You have to go out and you're going to take it.
Yeah.
And I think that's very true. What he meant by that is that no one's going to say, here you go. You've got to go out, you've got to build your case, you've got to meet people, the process to follow, and then as a result of that, you get what you want in terms of that particular piece of business. And that one line, more than anything else, has kind of stuck with me, because I do think it's absolutely the case and very, very true. So my number one inspiration is my dad.
On your dad, I said,
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
I
of course you can, of course you can.
before you move on, I want to hear about Alan
Of course you
as
can.
well. I mean, I can see that story coming across in the way that you work. I've got a bit of a wry smile on my face, because other bits you've said to me about your dad before have been, I suspect that if he was talking to you now, he might be saying a bit of, son, you need to work harder.
Yeah, let me tell you.
And the wry smile comes, of course, from another vlog we've done where you told me that you don't need to work hard. I think if your father was here and he was your inspiration, he would tell you to work harder.
Absolutely, he would. I want to tell you a very quick story. before I set up Phase 3 Consulting, I used to work for another company called Total Amber, and that's my second inspiration, Alan O'Neill. I'll come to that in a second. I work 5 days a week, obviously Monday to Friday, doing really, really well, so on and so forth. 21, 22, just out of uni, and doing that. And my dad came over, it was the weekend, and said, why do you get a job for the weekend? You do sat at home. I'm like, Dad, I'm working all week. What do you want to do? It's like Monday to Friday. He said, what's Saturday and Sunday? Do you know what I mean? And you're absolutely right. That is, he would be saying, you stop making these daft vlogs. Do some work, Assad.
The same, put in some grind.
We probably would. So that's my dad. Secondly, is, and I've never actually told him this before. I've actually spoken with him for quite a while. So if you're watching, Al, you're number 2 on the list. Is a chap called Alan O'Neill. Taught me a lot about sales, about rapport building, about dealing with people, and just how to, again, very similar, how to go out and win business. So Alan, as we call him, is number 2 on my list, and they are my 2 business inspirations. Kate, over to you.
And I think they're 2 really nice stories, and I just want to go like that and do another one where I'll tell you more.
Okay.
Fair play?
Yeah.
Fair play?
So they are my business inspirations, my father and Alan O'Neill. There probably is 1 or 2 others I could mention, but I would, genuinely, those 2 have been a big influence in my life.
Sounds like you're getting an Oscar now.
So I'd like to thank my father for being there, obviously, and I wouldn't thank Alan if I got an Oscar. So good. Thank you very much, guys. Let us know who your inspirations are, who inspires you, or why. I think why is the crucial part here. People could talk about Richard Branson, Alan Sugar, Mark Zuckerberg.
They might be mine.
No, they might be yours, but I'm just saying I don't want just names. I want to know why. Why somebody inspires you. It's got to be something they've done, something they've taught you, something, there's got to be a reason there. So, we'll be back next week. So thank you very much and see you all then. Bye-bye.